We are not live.
Good evening, everybody, and I want to welcome you all to the December 22nd, 2025 regular council meeting. As always, we'd like to acknowledge tonight we're again meeting on Treaty 5 territory. That's the traditional lands of our good friends and neighbors, the Opaskwayak Cree Nation, as well as many other Indigenous people, and is also the homeland of the Red River Métis people. So with that, I'll call the meeting to order. Just a note on the attendance, Councillor Manich and Councillor Forster are both traveling, so we wish them safe travels, and they both sent their regrets. With that, somebody should have the motion to adopt the agenda.
Moved by myself, second by Alf Allen. The agenda be adopted as presented.
Thank you. Any comments, questions? Seeing none, call the question, all in favor. There's somebody in us tonight, 5.
Yep.
5-0 against, carried. Okay, somebody should have a resolution for confirmation of a couple of sets of minutes.
Myself, second again by Alf Allen. Resolved that the minutes of the regular council meeting of December 8th, 2025 and special council meeting of December 15th, 2025 be hereby approved. All statutory declarations have been.
Any comments, questions with the minutes? Seeing none, call the question, all in favor. Opposed, none, carried. Okay, anybody got any recognition in this great fine season that we have? Anybody want to start?
I can start. I attended Government Services and Oceana's Fire Department's parade that started at the Anderson Inn and went all the way to Oceana's Fire Department. And they were putting their new aerial truck on display. And it was a very proud moment for Elder Norman. He had stated that he had waited 35 years to get that truck, and his dream has came true. And Laverne Constant and Councillor Young were there as well as our fire chief. It was very well attended, and just like to congratulate them once again.
No, that was great. That's great news and a great addition to our communities for sure. Anybody else have anything? Yeah, got something?
Yes. At MVCI, we had a grad student meeting held by the student executive board on December 16th, and we discussed possible outcomes for events to happen at the grad ball. The Bill Max University Boys and Girls Basketball Tournament that happened last weekend. Both of the senior teams placed second.
Oh, nice.
A few points short to Thompson. We had a bison harvest last week, which was really successful, and the students really seemed to enjoy this. And we also had a Grinch play on December 15th, held by Miss Bremish's drama class, which was also really successful. The small ensemble band club performed at St. Paul's in the high-rise building on December 15th. And Outreach planned and organized the reindeer games during lunch on December 17th. And this is probably one of the most successful events that Outreach has planned so far.
Nice.
And the last day of school is December 19th, and school will resume on January 5th, with only 3 weeks before exams and semester 2 starts.
Nice. So just one question, the Grinch play, was Councillor Hopper there on that for that? Was he starring?
Yeah.
He was, eh? Okay, that's right.
It was interesting.
Speaking of the Grinch was going around town last week
Yes.
and made a quick stop into my office and gave me a candy cane. So I thought that was super cool that he did that as well.
Yes, that is a great community member, the Grinch. We love him, kinda, I think. We're not sure if we're supposed to love the Grinch, but we love the guy. That's whoever's arranging for the Grinch to get here. Did you have anything, Trent?
Yeah, actually, I had a couple.
Okay.
I just wanted to acknowledge, there's a lot of Christmas stuff going on, but
Yeah.
I wanted to acknowledge Kelsey Community School for hosting a community kind of luncheon, and all the parents and kids, and I think we opened up into the community there for everybody to come down on one day. The Immigration Services also held their Christmas party on Friday. Jonathan was there as well, a lot of games, we did some limbo, I did not limbo, I held the pole. I had to make sure I got out of that. And, I think that was it from.
Yeah, no, it's been great, the school divisions, you know, again, hats off to Andrew Legany. And all of the music teachers, I know I'm probably gonna miss them, but. You know, for all the work that they do, seeing the excitement of our youth and all the concerts. And I got to attend a couple, and they did show up at our, at the town office one day and did some singing. I also would just wanna take my hat off to the Puck Community Renewal Corporation, Desiree and Holly. Organized the Santa Claus Parade, was minus 30 something out there. But the brave souls of northern Manitoba did not stop us, as there was a lot of people on the streets still, enjoying the festivities. So thank you to all the organizers that were involved in that. It was a great day, and from what Desiree told me, that was the best attended parade that they've had, so that's great.
Desiree told me it was the best Santa they ever had even.
Oh, really? Yeah, I don't know who that would be.
No idea.
Even though the weather didn't stop it, it looked like Santa almost got stopped.
Yeah, I know, yeah, I heard that police were chasing Santa through town. And I know, I think he dropped in at the staff, union dinner and it looked like they were having a great time as well, so thank you for everybody keeping our community alive.
One advantage of going near the end of bringing greetings and acknowledging music groups in town is that most of the things have been covered. Bill McDonald Classic, great job by the varsity boys and girls. All the community schools have done very well. I'd like to acknowledge Karen and Mary Hocus for the fantastic donation.
Yes.
Given back to the community. They have done very well and they never lose sight of their roots, and that's evident by their
Absolutely.
donation and their commitment to our community with their
Absolutely.
leadership and the rest of that. And with that, to just Merry Christmas to all the staff for all the hard work you've done over the last year, and we'll continue to ask for too much next year, but in the meantime, enjoy the holidays.
Yes.
Thank you. Rest up for us.
Okay, so if there's nothing else, we've got a couple of citizens here today as we move into citizens period. So do you want to just come up, state your name and share what you would like to share with council?
My name is Dion Durkach. I just came here tonight just to see. I purchased the lake lot and I know I'm owing money on the property. So I'm just kind of trying to see if there's any options I have for a payment plan to try to keep the lot, or any options at all that I got at this moment.
I guess what I would direct you to, Dion, is that probably best for you to meet with the administration first if you got something that you're gonna propose. Obviously, we have a sort of a black and white sort of policy right now that, you know, you after a certain period of time, if you don't pay what you're supposed to pay over the 2 years, then the property becomes sort of at risk of getting returned to the community. At no time does this council want to own any more property, like we want our people to build and develop. So what I would suggest you do is maybe just talk to our administration, see if you can come up with a plan with them, and then she can present it to council. Councilor Hopper.
One of the things council is going to be presented with next year is a possible payment plan for property owners within the community. You're important part of the community. We'll have to see how that mixes in, but you are part of the community, and basically a payment plan on paying town taxes. And if the council adopts that, I'm sure you'll fit into there somewhere. As the mayor says, we don't want to acquire a property. We want to assist the development and help people to avoid any financial hardships during that process.
So what I would just ask, Dion, is just meet with Bola, just see if you can come up with whatever you can come up with. I mean, obviously, we need our taxes to be paid, but as I mentioned, we don't wanna own properties. That's not what our community, we wanna help you develop so that we can collect taxes. And then if you can come up with something with Bola, then she will present it to council, and then we can decide whether we're gonna move forward or not.
Okay.
Does that work for you?
Yep,
Okay, so well, good luck and hopefully we can work out a plan.
thank you.
All right, take care.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Okay, we had one other request that's in citizen period, the letter's attached, and we can talk about that in camera if we would like. But it's about, looks like somebody didn't receive their tax bill, within the mail, or they don't believe they've seen it. When the homeowner recognized that he hadn't got one, and he asked, when he was told about his taxes, he came here and immediately went to the bank and paid them. So it does appear that it could be an actual missed billing.
Just because this is an open meeting and the letter is, public knowledge, it's from, Richard LeBlanc. He's 89. He's been a member of, or I guess, a resident of Rocky Lake for a number of years. But also he's been a member of the Knights of Columbus. He's been a member of, Sarah, Paul Fine Club. He's done a lot of community work, and, part of our goal as council is to entice people to retire in the PAW.
Yeah.
He's retired in the PAW. He chose not to move away. He did pay the taxes. There's a late fee. It's really a small amount. It's a late fee. It's not taxes. I would support, our department or the finance department waiving that, fee for myself. Speaking for myself.
Cool. Anybody else have a comment on that? I don't disagree with Councillor Hopper, and so I guess what we could do is just fix it by, if next meeting, you could just bring a resolution and council can decide whether they want to move forward with that or not. As it does appear to be just an oversight. And just to let you know, my internet's not working now, so I can't actually open anything else. Just give me 1 second.
Want one?
Oh, I haven't downloaded because
Oh, okay.
that one. Yeah, it's working.
Hopefully IT,
Okay,
that is reflected in your pay.
okay, so moving along here, down to management yearly increases, resolution 931.
Resolution number 2025-222, moved by myself, seconded by Councillor Atkinson. Whereas section 431 of policy P953, non-union employee total compensation, states that non-union employees are eligible for an annual increase subject to budget approval and dependent on the town of the Paw's financial situation. And whereas the CAO is to recommend an increase to council, and any increase is to be passed by resolution each year, therefore be it resolved, the council authorized the increase of 3% effective from January 1st, 2026 for all administration and managers of the town of Paw.
Pretty straightforward, annual increase for our staff, unionized is handled differently, so that's part of their collective agreement already, and that aligns with the union agreement.
No, I think it's appropriate for
Yeah.
maintaining quality management.
Any comments, concerns? Seeing none, call the question, all in favor? Opposed? None, carried. Okay, Council Deputy.
Resolution number 2025-223, moved by myself, second by Councillor Atkinson. Whereas bylaw number 4556, being the council indemnity bylaw, states mayor and council would receive a yearly increase based on the consumer price index and passed by resolution each year. Therefore, be it resolved, the council authorize a 2.4% consumer price index increase for mayor and council indemnity for 2026.
Again, this is part of the policy that we have in place to just kind of keep a little bit of an increase going, so indemnities are keeping track. It's very minor, so any questions? Seeing none, call a question, all in favor? Opposed?
We just add what the total cost.
Oh, yeah, the total cost, it's
$2,000.
annual cost is $2,000 to the community. Okay. Chamber of Commerce, resolution,
Resolution number 2025-224, moved by myself, second by Alf Allen. Resolved that council approve the reappointment, Randy Manich as the Chamber of Commerce representative with the term ending December 31, 2026.
I think we just have one note on this, we can improve this, but, we can't appoint past the actual election date. So October 26th, but, we can go forward with this, but depending on what happens on the election would depend whether the next council or whoever that happens to be would appoint whoever. But everybody okay with that? Just as a note, yeah. Call a question, all in favor? Opposed? None, carried. Okay, payrolls and accounts resolution.
6 month.
Oh, sorry, 6 month position, yeah.
Moved by myself, second by Councillor Hopper, resolve that council approve the creation of a 6-month term position at the town of the Fall Water Treatment Plant effective in 2026.
And just as a note, just for our staff, staffing increases, decreases, as long as it's within budget, shouldn't need any approvals of council, so. If this was included in the budget, that's great. If it's not included in the budget and it's outside, then we would need approval of that position, so. So call the question, as this one was in the budget, right?
So we added this one into the budget for 2026.
Right.
We're just seeking approval so that we can post the job out.
Yeah. So call the question, all in favor? Opposed? None? Carried. Now, payrolls and account.
Resolution number 2025-226, moved by myself, second by Councillor Hopper, resolve that council authorize the following accounts. Pay period number 25 in the amount of $156,927.97. General checks number 33016 to 33056 in the amount of $72,828.85. And check number 33057 to 33061 in the amount of $1,100. EFTs in the amount of $260,683.60.
Any questions? Yeah.
Just a comment, there is one check in there to a local contractor, nearly $20,000 for work done at the landfill. And just for people that are watching, heard a few people complain about tipping fees. The tipping fees, we have to collect an awful lot of tipping fees, don't want to pay this, so maintaining our landfill is very expensive. And it's only gonna get more expensive, so.
And just to add to that, Councillor Hopper, this also helps us control fires. So by making sure that we're continually moving the landfill and flattening it and covering it, that allows us, and our community doesn't have the equipment to do that. So no, well, thanks for bringing that up. That's good. Any further questions with regards to the check registry? Seeing none, call the question, all in favor? Opposed? None, carried. Okay. Any committee reports? Here. Museum board, Councillor Conlon.
I had a really short one because we had few weeks just prior to that one.
We have, Jackson, he's on holidays and he's gone home to New Brunswick.
Nice.
And we had, if I said this the last time, the Drivers Festival exhibit. And we could have used a few more members, but it's now going to the end of February. And there's a lot of interesting artifacts on there. I tried to get an old musher on there, but
We wouldn't stand there.
no.
I'm gonna tell Larry you said that.
Oh, I told him already.
Okay.
I covered.
Anything else, Counselor? Chamber Counselor manages away, CDC, lots of activity going on, there's a report, did you see the report? Yeah, so, there is lots of activity with regards to zoning, we've got a couple of reports that we're waiting for regarding the Colliers, sort of land use sort of thing, let me just pull it up. Just in case anybody's interested. Arctic Gateway session, went on. We've also had this land development planning that I was saying with Colliers, so we're hoping to get, I know our dev guy is sitting here, hoping that he would be able to get that to us, sooner than later. And then the other thing is we've got the storefront improvement still going on. We're still working on the immigration program that's going on. And yeah, so lots of stuff going on. And then, there is developers that are sort of close to the start line, but, really can't say anything until they get here. So the key is to get them over that start line. And our next meeting's in January. There was an invite sent. Destination marketing, there's nothing going on there. Cedar Lake. Deputy Mayor.
We met last week. We had, Jason came in and he gave us a presentation on, well, it was a presentation, it was one of our learning courses. Is your organization or business prepared for a natural or economic disaster? It was very informative. He also had a session that was held the night before, and then we had our regular board meeting the following morning, which was Thursday morning. And Councillor Allen, I'd like to thank you for pointing out about the Kelsey School when they had their family feast. Cedar Lake has made a donation to that for at least the last 10 years. And this was the first year I wasn't able to attend it in a really long time due to being sick. And I'd like to thank Rod Beresowicki for being able to go in my spot for that. So,
They're trying to look after your helpings.
yeah,
Yeah, I mean, Rod's too.
Rod's too.
Oh, I got you covered.
And we will meet again in 4 months' time or 3 months' time.
Recycling board, you wanna update on that, or you want me to?
Go ahead.
Yeah, so we had a meeting on, last week. We're working through some of the, structuring, the program now, so hoping to have an AGM in January. Looking at just finalizing the budget, sort of a little bit fluid still, but it doesn't look like they'll be asking for any increase coming to any of the funders this year. Plus, they will be carrying a little bit of a surplus. That surplus will be used to sort of fund the recycling center this year with the increases, with the regular wage increases and such, and just expense increases. And they're also using it to purchase a dump trailer to be able to provide better customer service. So one of the challenges they have out there is people don't know is when you throw your garbage in the recycling center's trailer, they have nowhere to put it because they have no way of handling garbage. And so to help with the customer service for the main funders, they're gonna have a dump trailer to be able to deal with the garbage and such. Our manager there is looking also at all of our trailers to get them refurbished and potentially sell some of them because there's quite a few of them back in the back 40. So yeah, so there's some work going on there. Our last meeting, we had pretty well a full house of representatives. We're not having any issues with reps anymore. So everybody's there.
Yeah, it was well attended. I agree with that as well. And that dump trailer will come in handy.
Yep, I'm glad to see they're getting dump trailer. Any movement on the water system out there for staff employees?
Nothing yet, but that will be in our next discussions. We have asked that we want to make sure that we're providing a place to work. One of the other things we have to keep in mind is that, so Manitoba Material Service, I never can, that acronym, the recycling people, yeah. So there's the opt-in, opt-out program that's going forward, and there'll probably be more community consultations in the next little while. So the opt-in means that they would continue to cover 80% of the fees, and the 20% that you don't cover is how you generate revenue. So this is when you have a recycling center that's actually earning money, that's functioning, that has profitability, but with the opt-out program is that they take 100% of the household recycling, and it's done by a third party. So MMSN or MMSW or whatever they're called goes and does a RFQ. They get somebody to take over, and they collect household garbage. So when the RFQ is put forward, it's for household garbage, it's not for commercial. And so the commercial recycling, garbage, recycling. So the commercial recycling is then this group, whoever does this, would have to then make a plan with these other people. So that's how the program will take place. One of the things, if anybody in our viewer land is watching, one of the ways that we can help with our recycling costs is to recycle more. So the more tons that we can get through the system, the lower the cost per ton to handle that. Because the more tons that we put through, the more tons we get back from the funders. The other thing is that what we want to make sure that we're doing is that what people don't realize is that some of the recycling, when you look at it, it's a commodity product. And so when they get a certain value for certain commodities, so like tin and stuff like that, and then for cardboard and paper, they get a certain product. But at sometimes through the month, depending on what this commodity market's good, it could be costing you money to send recycling south. And this is where we need to understand that process.
Yeah.
But also, we're looking at doing some trials in January, February to not sort and to see if there's other ways of saving money. So, I think the board's on board to make sure that we're looking at continuous improvement and trying to figure out a way of reducing the operating costs. As we've mentioned to everybody and would listen to us, as this council has said, and we've sent a letter that the town of DePaul will never allow the recycling center to run out of cash. We're gonna support it no matter what, as we've said in the past. But we do expect that we're operating it at as a highest level as we can. And so do the other funders. So I think we continue to do that, it'll be fine.
Well, that's all good news. And again, we, regardless of the future operation, who's gonna manage the water system?
Oh, yeah.
Thinking, we were somewhat prepared, I think, council to cost share a
Yeah.
dump trailer. We don't have to do that now, hopefully. Sounds like we won't. Perhaps a proper water system up there.
No, absolutely.
That could be something that the board could look at.
Yeah.
And bring forward if there's not enough money in surplus there to cover that. Approach the
Yeah.
community for funding for that.
Yeah, no, that's exactly what is on the book. So the capital part of it is, that's what we're looking through right now.
Thanks.
Library board, Councilor Allen.
There was supposed to be a meeting, I believe it was last week. Unfortunately, it was canceled. We are having some problems having a quorum go on there. I believe this might be the fourth straight meeting now without a quorum, so see you in the new year, whenever the new meeting is scheduled, and see if finding a quorum. If not, we we'll have to have a discussion about that.
How many spots, how many spots does Town of the Paw hold on there? Just the one?
Just council.
Just I'm trying to remember, I sat on library for 4 or 5 years. We never had a problem with quorum ever. And I know that a whole new board came into play. But if there is room for more than one spot, then we can probably make that work. I'll dig out my, I don't have my.
Sounds like a trend volunteer. Well, I think it's a trend problem.
Yeah.
I read this
As
problem.
soon as I got there.
Yeah, exactly.
No, there,
That's what it sounds like to me.
no, some people moved away and there was one member who was on that board, I wanna say for 20 years, and then he moved away. And yeah,
Nice cover up. Sounds like a
Yeah,
trend
yeah.
problem. Okay, so let's move on. Let's get them on. KSD committee,
nothing to report.
youth counselor Brianna, anything more? No? Perfect. Okay, let me get back to this thing. Unfinished business. Oops, sorry, no, I went too far. Anything else from council that anybody wants to share? I know I attended a couple of One North meetings, with regards to my position through AMM. A couple of board meetings on that with regards to rail. So lots of activity happening around that, but again, it's moved slow because it's such a big beast. But I don't think there's anything else. I had a meeting with Via Rail. I have a monthly meeting with them anyways. I talked about the rail through Christmas. I did ask what was going on with the train station being closed and people standing outside in -30. So there's supposedly some follow-up on that. Any general business, any unfinished business? Any comments on that? I know it's just our list. One thing I would say about the list, if we have a done thing on it, Bola,
Yes.
maybe, no, don't remove it, but just highlight it that it's green and done. So then we don't have to search through that. I know there's a lot of things on here, but as we've mentioned, you know, they might not be all being worked on, but we don't want to lose track of them. So if we just keep it on the agenda.
I would even suggest having a section for done, just gets moved to that section.
Sure. Tab, yeah. I'm gonna done tab.
Under unfinished business. Sound like a broken record here, but Devon Park, thank Jonathan for the information you supplied. I'm not sure if I'm the only one or if it's a council's direction to clear it up now. Talking about the rezoning of that area, the Devon Park area. We have numerous groups that are interested or expressed interest in doing something down there. Trappers Festival, Rotary for their centennial and all of that. Some of the things that they may want to do might not fit into a zoning park. I suggested a few meetings ago that we rezone the whole area and still allow park in there as a use. And it opens it up for other commercial areas such as hotel, such as whatever, you know, with a store in there at the Rotary Club or anything else. You've given us like a small footprint, which we were asking for, how much land a proposed hotel would require. And I just want to know from council, are we just going to do that? Or are we going to make it simple, rezone the whole area, allow a conditional, a regular use as park and all the other commercial areas in there as well? Or either the small area or the whole thing? If we give Jonathan clear direction, then that can be brought forward to the next council. Let's do the public hearing. Let's put it out there. Here's the area we want to rezone and let's move forward to it. As no different than an area in town that doesn't have proper water services or infrastructure. We want to have it ready. We need it ready when somebody comes knocking at the door looking for an area. This would make it simpler for you if it was all or not. I'm just throwing it out for council discussion. I kind of like the clear direction for Jonathan and say, okay, here's what we want to do.
Any comments from anyone? I'm good with that, is what Councillor Hopper said. I'm good either way, to be honest with you, but if it's easier let's just do the whole thing and as long as people understand that we're not taking an entire park and turning it into a commercial district, because there is other interested parties, but it just makes it easier because you can do either or.
I think, the community is going to have to put some trust in
Yeah.
council that, the park is gonna remain.
Yeah,
The park per se right now, there isn't any equipment in there for children to play on. Or
No.
anything. It's a park mostly for view and.
Yeah.
I guess the aesthetics of being there in the park and the history of Devon Park. We're not gonna be like Donald Trump and change the name of Kennedy Center to, Donald Trump Center. Devon Park will remain regardless of what's in there.
Yeah.
In my opinion. So
Yeah.
I just think it would be cleaner if we did it all at once and laid it out to the community. Here's what we need, and it's revenue might make your job easier as well, because if the Rotary Club said, well, we wanna put a store in there, well, you're gonna say, well, no, we have to
Yeah.
rezone, then we're gonna rezone that little piece for that, just thinking.
is everybody okay with that?
I'm fine with that as well, and I've been waiting for an actual presentation as to where this was all going, right? So that, and then I assumed after that came into play, then that's when we were going to make our decision, but if we need to give the direction, then we'll just give the direction.
Yeah, and again, I think we were looking for development. The key is that we have somebody interested in a potential hotel. I did reach out to Rotary last week just to touch bases with them about their centennial project that the council wants to be able to support them in whatever they want to do. Whether we put away financials or land or whatever it happens to be. But if it makes life easier, because then let's just, Jonathan, I guess what council is asking is that, and Tanvir is, we just zone the whole place as commercial. That green area that we've identified right now is a very hot spot for a commercial development today because we have interest there. That makes sense? Okay, so can we,
Generate revenue into the community.
Yeah.
And it's gonna be, every community develops a riverbank.
yeah, can we get this, how long does it take for us to get something as a resolution to formalize that?
I have a suggestion. So let's come to council first, show the area whether we're actually on the same page with you. Just give the definition, and once council is okay with whatever we withdraw, then we can go back for the next, can call for the year.
Yeah, so by the end of January.
Okay.
Schedule.
Sound good?
I would like the presentation to be
Yeah.
first.
Yeah.
So that we'll be on the same page.
Yeah.
And definition will be well defined, like the area will be defined.
And
Then we
it
can
can go in there as well. So as people are aware that,
Yes.
it's, we're not saying you can't have a park.
So can I go back and forward?
Yeah.
Since we know the process with planning office, so now we just needed to understand the area. This
It's
is-
not the little anything you've done, Connie, I know you've been at the forefront.
Yeah, that's fine.
And, you're, keep it going, and we're here to assess it, make it easy, hopefully.
Okay, so that's clear. Moving on to harm reduction, so just as a note, look at the dates, so this is what's her name? Ilse's her last names. Anyways, she reached out to us. I have just as a note, January 26th is a council meeting.
So general assembly,
Yeah,
Oh, it is the RCMP.
yeah. We're still on finished business.
Oh, geez, well, I was looking at the Rotary Park that's already on there, or Devon
Yeah.
Park, sorry.
We do cookies, I think.
Okay, any questions with the RCMP report? It's nice to see, did I miss something still? Hard vacancies is disappointing, but I know that as Councilor, as Sergeant Sturgis mentioned to us, that should improve in the new year. If you look at what's interesting is the community policing, it's nice to see that our officers are involved in the schools and involved in some of the events around town. And Corporal Jermaine is a goalie coach. I'm not sure how well he's at that, but he's a goalie coach. But no, it's good to see him there. But this is important because, you know, what we really do want is we do want our CMP members to be a part of our community.
And just comment on Councilman Jermaine there. He moved here from Cranberry, I think in June, and he's already dug into the community. He's
Yeah.
has family roots here. And I think that's an inspiration for other members
Yes,
to get involved in the community and to be noted other than police officer.
Yeah, no, absolutely, and that's, you know, I think that's the key is that we want our CMP members to come here and move here, live here and grow here, and if, it's great to see them in the community. So we do appreciate that. Okay, no more citizens period, we can move ourselves into committee of the whole.
Resolve that we now move ourselves into the committee of the whole with Mayor Murphy and the chair to discuss matters requiring our attention. Or Mayor Chill.
They'll chill, yeah.
Mayor Chill.
Moving down, so the loitering, remember we had asked for a loitering bylaw? That's the draft. I don't know if anybody's looked at it. There's obviously, that would be quite a deal to enforce. I know we've talked to, Bola's had some legal discussions that we would still have to work out around the bylaw enforcement of that and how we point that. Questions, comments? Councilor Ahmed?
Reviewing the fines. I don't very much, anybody accused of any of the, or charged with any of the ordinary offenses is gonna have the ability to pay these fines. There should be another option. You pay the fine, or you spend the night incarceration, the local, we pay the local jail here in town here. There has to be something, has to be some consequences from many of those infractions that may occur from individuals. And to say you have to pay a fine of $2 or $3 or $4,000, that's not gonna happen. And that's gonna tie up, staff time's gonna tie up, court time if it goes that way. Simply if that can be entertained in there into the,
So maybe Bola, you can action that to see what other options are there to be able for the consequence.
the default of paying the fine, you're spend the night in jail because there has to be some consequences. That is very low cost to the town.
I understand that, but if I don't pay a speeding ticket, I wouldn't. And I know that we can make this go how we want it to. But if I don't pay a speeding ticket, I'm not gonna spend a night in jail though. Would I?
No,
No, it shouldn't.
and I think this is really about, you know, it's a and or, it's not. Like, I don't think we can say if you don't pay, it has to be escalated. You can't say, give me $250 today, and if I don't give it to me, you're going to jail.
Or in default, it would pay the fine, to spend the night,
You could, or it could escalate somehow. I think we need I think we would need to have some sort of legal opinion on how that's done elsewhere, because I'm not sure we can just put people in jail.
because right now, intoxicated person on the street, they're lodged.
Yeah,
If somebody is standing outside of a business urinating or whatever, chances are they're intoxicated in most cases.
Yeah.
And if they are, it's not appropriate, you can't pay the fine. Spend the night in jail. We want to clean up the downtown.
Yeah.
yeah. And again, we just took like how this chart came out is just using other municipalities and cities fine schedule.
We have parking tickets. What does that do?
Oh, I don't know, I had to pay one for $25.
You're one of the few that probably pay.
I had to,
I did too.
and you got a pussy, I think they're only ticketing council.
Anyway, just a comment.
No, it's a good comment, and I think there's a lot of, for us to really absorb in here, and I don't think we're going to move this to, we're gonna move this to making a resolution next week. But, you know, it does come with a bit of a challenge for us to even manage this. One of the things, because this is a bylaw, we would have to give the authority to enforce bylaws under the bylaw to the CSO, somebody as part of their duties, and we are allowed to do that.
But I would suggest probably 99% of the offenses on there are likely done by somebody who is intoxicated or there's something else going on.
Yeah.
And if it's a mental health issue, then we need to treat that as well.
And that's, and
I'm
it's,
not trying to be too harsh.
No.
yeah, an intoxicated persons detention act, so our CSOs and the RCP already have that authority. And they're using it. I think when this was brought up is that, you know, there's people blocking entrances or just hanging around without business
I need another tool.
and they just needed to say, yeah, you're not allowed to stand around here, unless you're doing business, so. I don't know how it's gonna work out, but again, we had it for discussion.
Mhm.
Think about it, we can have another discussion on it the next, and maybe Bola can sort of reach out to the municipalities to see how they're doing it. I know we used Beausejour, the city of Calgary, there's a few others to make this one, and there's been a legal review of it. Pardon? Or Counselor?
I welcome this, big time. And like I said, that's gonna be a work in process.
Yeah.
Because it's not only, people that are, you know, intoxicated on the streets, it's gangs and, you know,
Yeah.
just hanging around and stuff like that. And I believe everybody in town needs to be safe.
Yeah.
They need to be safe, we need to be safe, businesses need to be safe, everybody needs to be safe. And if this is a tool that can make it a little bit better, then thank you.
So more to come on that, okay, so moving along to, Devon Park planning, which we already talked about. I don't think there's anything more to say on that. There's a little map of where there's a potential business that would like to locate. Harm reduction dates, so as I was gonna mention, January 26th is an actual council meeting. The only issue with that January 26th is that there's also, I've got a meeting conflict with the Catholic Church is doing a swearing in of a bishop. So I don't even know how I'm gonna manage that night as it is right now. So can we do, I know, go ahead.
I'd suggest we change the date of that council meeting. Not that often we have a local bishop
Yeah.
sworn in our community. I think it's high profile. You should be there.
Yes.
Maybe other council members as well.
Yeah.
So we could reschedule that meeting even with what works for council.
Yeah, okay, we could do, let's do that. We'll reschedule the 26th meeting. Then could we do January 30th then, like it's any time with lunchtime on January 30th work for you guys? Trent or Counselor Allen, or is that too tight for?
Council meeting?
No, I'm talking, so we're gonna reschedule the meeting, but
Yeah, I'm free over lunch hour.
Okay.
do we wanna try for lunch? Are you, I don't know about yourself, Counselor Commodore? Collins?
I do run a business.
Yeah, I know, that's what I'm asking.
Yeah, so, but, you know, if it's majority, can go that.
No, it doesn't have to be though, like, we can go Tuesday, February 17th in the evening.
Yeah, I do lunches on Wednesday, Thursday and Friday, so.
So then let's just do February 17th in the evening.
February 17th, we have a budget,
Budget.
So what time?
5 to 7.
The 18th is Trappers, that would be the parade.
No,
Okay.
like, do it before the budget meeting.
I wouldn't be able to attend that. I work till 4:30.
And then,
Leave it on the lunchtime there.
you sure?
That's fine. Like I said before, that's. I can do it.
Okay, so-
There.
So the 30th, so if you wanna let them know 30th at lunchtime, we'll start right like 5 after 12 and then. We'll try to, we'll can let, her know that, we have an hour, so whatever message they're trying to get across, it'll be here in the council chamber. And thank her for, doing
So
that.
the council meeting, this new date, I have to bring the resolution.
Yeah, I want to bring a resolution, but so I just have to look at my calendar. So for the council date,
Or just be the January 12th. I'll just have to move to. This is the next one.
yeah, well, January 12th is,
And I was.
so should we do the council meeting on the 20th or the 27th? How about the 27th? 27th in the evening, 5 o'clock? How about a council meeting at 5 on the 27th?
Moving the 26th to the 27th.
Yeah.
5 o'clock.
5 o'clock? Okay,
Fine for me.
5 o'clock on the 27th.
That's sending me something great.
Yeah, okay, I got it. Yes, that'll be fine.
That works?
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll just bring that resolution to the next meeting, and if you could just have those updated, invites sent out so that we don't miss it. Okay, that's the harm reduction, and you're welcome to attend those too, yeah. If you want, if you're interested in that. That harm reduction one is probably an interesting one for you to attend, it's at lunchtime.
On the 27th.
No, on,
January 38th, noon.
Okay.
Will you be in school?
because, because you could probably bring back some information to the students, on what harm reduction is all about and sort of those questions if anybody has, and then if you have any questions on that, you want to talk ahead of that, I can kind of fill you in on a little bit.
And if you need a ride, let us know.
We'll send you the meeting paper.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, if you need a ride, we'll send an Uber to pick you up.
Don't worry.
Andrew. He's a jack of all trades. IT, municipal superintendent, Uber driver.
And master of all.
My driver.
Okay, cancellation of the borrowing authority. So we just need a resolution. It sounds like a few years ago, we were supposed to do something. We did the
Is
first
that
reading.
administrative error, this bylaw, after the first reading of that bylaw, we're supposed to have submitted it to municipal board. For some reason, we didn't do it until we got the second reading and third reading. So we have to do it. It's
Yeah.
just a administrative procedure, and this was about 9 or 10 years ago.
Yeah, so we'll just bring it to the next meeting. It doesn't really impact any much.
Yeah, so the first reading next meeting.
Okay. Is there anything else that anybody wants to share? Anything from yourself before we go into camera?
No.
Okay, so folks, we're gonna head into camera now. As Councillor Hopper had said earlier, we wish all of our staff, all our community, a very safe and happy holiday season. Remember sometimes taking a little bit of time, it can be stressful for everybody, but a little bit of kindness goes a long way, a little smile goes a long way. Enjoy the season and hopefully we all have a even better 2026. So with that, we'll go and move into camera.
Resolve that we now move ourselves into the in-camera portion of Committee of the Whole with Mayor Murphy in the chair to discuss matters requiring